They ain't doing it.
Hush.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
And I met him at Cafe Deal. I don't know if everyone knows what Cafe Deal is.
I do.
Okay. Of course, Tanya knows because she goes everywhere.
I ain't offended.
That would be Tanya.
Yeah. But anyway,
Should have reason he keep
what's the name
preaching
of that
about it.
church? United Christian
I don't know.
Ministries.
I don't know.
It's over there by that Arians across from Morrisco Plaza. Anyway, so they have this open mic called Cafe Zeal, and that's where I met Orville the poet, and he did this poem called A Poet's Passion, and I loved it from like the first line that I heard. So I wanted him to come share that one and some other poetry.
Y'all snapping at the wrong time.
So first and foremost, I'm gonna say happy birthday again.
Yeah.
That's why we're all here. I feel honored that, you know what I'm saying, you wanted me to come share my stuff. Like, I was blown away. I got the Facebook message. I'm like, so you want me for your birthday? Did you inbox the right person? So I really appreciate that. With that said, we have some poetry, so we'll give us some poetry. What do you do when your passion doesn't pay your bills?
Wow.
Real.
Come on.
What do you do when your passion doesn't pay your bills? I mean, what container does your passion really fill? See, I feel fulfilled whenever I step up and pour out my heart and soul on the mic, but some audience members still leave empty like I never spilled anything. So I'm steady thrashing through obstacles, trying to overcome my own doubt, because the Lord told me my passion is the one thing I should never try to live life without. He gave it to me to use, not refuse, so I keep this in mind when there was one side of reviews like, it's the dude with the locks again. Or, girl, he don't even got no erotica pieces. He think he better than us because he be talking about Jesus. See, no, I just talk. But if you choose to listen, that means I've already been aligned into my correct position. I don't welcome opposition, but I will stand with the truth. And see, my passion is the general and the alphabets are my troops. And when we get in formation, words are formed. Through my passion, I am reborn and shown what my true purpose is. See, if I just rhyme a lot and I don't have a message, that's worthless to me. If I don't inspire you or leave you with something to dwell on, I'm not taking my part in heightening your senses, and no super elaborate rhyme scheme here. The poem is for y'all. I desperately want you to get it. Because somewhere along the line, I think poets stop spitting pieces with messages and merely spitting pieces for themselves, taking part in a game with nothing to gain, so why are we playing? Grabbing hold of the arrow and releasing that high velocity at the target. And everyone has something to sell, and there will always be a market. See, some people are selling fish, while others are selling chicken, but I'm selling the truth, but there's no one left to listen. And it seems like the very same people I try to uplift are the very same ones trying to bury my God-given gift. Taking my syllables and dragging them through the mud. I see those hate-filled stares, but I combat them with love. And it used to be a cliche to me, that it costs nothing for you to pay attention to me, but it's crazy to see what poets, pastors, and motivational speakers do with adjectives, nouns, and verbs. Someone asked me the other day what my passion was. I thought it was obvious. It's spoken word. So that's that poem. So, real quick, does anybody know where snapping came from? Does anybody know where snapping came from? No? I'll move these chairs back, so I'm like, not like, in a box. Well, so snapping came from slavery times, when we would get together in groups, and if you agreed with what was being said, you snapped, as to not bring a lot of attention to yourselves. Because when we would gather, we weren't allowed to gather because there's strength in numbers. So when we gathered, it had to be in hidden spaces like under floorboards, in a secret closet, or compartment, something like that. So if you agreed with what was being said, because it's silent, but it's still, everybody can hear it. So what you do when you snap, you pay homage to those that had to snap, but you can clap now. So I always encourage both. Like you can always, you don't have to snap. You know, you go to
Everybody was snapping the church.
You know what I'm saying? So you can snap or clap because what you're doing is, you know, you paying homage to those that had to snap, but you can clap also. So I always encourage also. You know, you don't have to snap. You can stomp your foot, whatever you feel. This next one, you can throw, hey, people throw stuff. So the first time a funny story, I was in Baltimore, it was the first time that ever happened. I went to an open mic, and matter of fact, this piece I'm about to share. I shared this piece, and like somebody threw a pen at me and it hit me, and I almost lost my religion. I was like, no, in the world, and they were like, no, that's a sign of endearment. Like, I give up writing, like I throw my pen. I was like, oh. So I had someone explain it to me because I saw who threw it. I was going to have a conversation with that young man. So, yeah, this is going to have you ever. Have you ever prayed to God for something you wanted so bad and He told you no? I'm going to say that again. Have you ever prayed to God? Man, said punch, I'm like extra.
The punch, he said it's the punch. It's the punch.
Have you ever prayed to God for something you wanted so bad and He told you no? But you kept praying about that thing and God said, what are you doing? What are you praying about this for? I told you no. But if you're like me, you're stubborn. So you kept praying about it and you kept praying about it and you kept praying about it and God said, you know what, okay, here you go. And as soon as you received that thing, you realized it was the worst possible thing you could have ever asked for. And see, that happened to me. And when it did, it left my emotions and spirituality in a barrage. My current perspective on life flawed, but see, I'm hard-headed. I needed those moments to bring me closer to God. But for real, staying that way is hard. It's hard for me to be content when my dreams are elastic. But it seems that God was that belt I didn't tightly fasten. In fact, I sagged Him. So it shouldn't be a surprise when what I want doesn't match what God is granting. Sometimes I find myself praying and demanding instead of listening and fastening myself to His word. So I always pray this prayer that God gives my audience members transparent sight, because even though they see me, I do wrong. Help them still see the light. The fact I may sin tonight is a plight that burdens my soul. Lord, your spirit is captivating, but the world excites my soul. Help me grab the hem of your garment before I'm too old. I'm a rebel and often don't do what I'm told, but I'm realizing these trials you throw in my life are my only way of paying toll. See, I'm trapped behind bars and lies that say, you will never ever make it. But even if I'm wrong and fall short, that's still a risk worth taking. Sometimes I'll ask myself, is it really worth it? I have deep thoughts I want to convey in front of crowds, but on paper alone, I can never make them sound perfect. I sacrifice my personal life every time I step to the mic for mere strangers' enjoyment. But God says, you were cut a while back and this tool I've given you is the ointment. Your words will heal and deliver, make the fake dudes shiver, so never question why you do what you do. And whatever I bestow, no man on earth can take away from you. Don't use your talents mainly to battle or gain fame. And first and foremost, whatever you do, remember my name. God, please do whatever you see necessary or fit to keep me on the right course. Because I would rather be an ugly human being still left with a chance than end up a beautiful Channel 7 News corpse. That's that point. So, let's share one more. I mean, I'm here for you, so if you want me to do more, just say it now. That's cool? All right. Okay, so do you guys want one more or?
More. I know, they don't know.
All right. So, I mean, like this, so, never mind. So this piece, okay, this piece, I did at a friend of mine's wedding in California recently. I just got back from California a couple days ago. awesome place. If you've never gone, you should go.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you have to sleep, but it's hard watching you do it. Because I promise God that every single aspect of this life, I want us to go through it. But I sit patiently and await when you will awake so we can map out our dreams and the steps to take to make them real. Something you can touch. And I used to watch hopeless romantic comedies on TV and chuckle at that stuff. But now I'm going through it. And I promise that our love is so deep, if it were an ocean, sharks couldn't swim through it. So high that occasionally God says, excuse me. And lucky and blessed don't even begin to describe the feeling I get that you would choose me. See, them other girls can lose me. You never left and you stayed. I promise I'm done misbehaving. Put away my selfish ways. Swallow my pride and bask in your sun rays. Bask in your presence. Bask in the present. And when I was small, my mom told me that Santa Claus didn't exist. And I'm glad. Because no mere man could have ever granted me a wish like this. And see, your friendship will sail for all time. And y'all thought the story Notebook was dope, but they're going to have to make a part 2 for mine. And this will go against the status quo because the sequel will be better than the first. For better or for worse, for richer or for poor. We make these commitments today in front of family, but really they're to the Lord. God saw fit to put you in my path. So it's my duty and pleasure to see you laugh, to ensure your safety. I'm about your mind, body, and spirit with the utmost sincerity. And I hope whenever you hear these or see these words, they bring clarity. And you may be the happiest man alive today, that you would choose to marry me. That's it. So I'm gonna do 2 more. If that's good, do y'all 2 more? That's no. All right, do it. I don't want to overdo it, overstay my just sit down. Get some punch, boy. Get some punch. So this one, it's not a feel-good poem. It's gonna change the energy, but I'm not gonna leave you like that though. But I felt this is something that's been on my heart. I actually spoke to there's a youth center, World Cultural Arts Incorporated, that I work with in Sacramento, California, that this poem I'm about to talk about was very prevalent in the lives of the youth there. And so, how could you? How could you? How could you desecrate something so delicate, leaving her insides desolate? See, now she messes with the same sex. When good guys approach her, she now runs from them. Because of you, she's now scared of men, and it's sad. Because you're the one she trusted the most. Packed up her things and left because you only enjoyed her company when she was moist. And it's crazy, because you went to church. And you preached and teach that sex before marriage couldn't and wouldn't work. For heterosexual sex, she should wait. But behind closed doors, every day at 4, her body you continue to violate. See, this is an equation that doesn't equate. And you sat and watched as he played with her chess. You need to check your mate, because what he's doing with her is no game. And see, there's an old saying that goes, if looks could kill. Well, I'm here to tell you if that saying were true, then I personally would have murdered you. I go through dozens of boxes of tissues, thinking about her new issues and how you could misuse something so sacred. Calling yourself a man, but forcing a little girl to get naked. See, you injected problems with her image. When she talks to people, she now looks down at the ground. You're the reason she's timid. You injected problems with her confidence, forcing your manhood inside her esophagus. Now her body is a sarcophagus for her heart, which is now a tomb which came from a womb you helped her father. And when you did your dirt, you used condoms. And glad that you did. See, you didn't want to have another kid with your kid. forcing her to take shots of your kids without the camera lens, and see, you tried to make an amends by buying her affection, playing the good guy this week, but next week trying to fondle her midsection. See, there's no prison sentence in life that would ever suffice. It's okay, because God told me He sentenced your consciousness to life. Fathers, be just that. Fathers. That's a bad piece. Whenever I do that, like everybody's like, oh my gosh. Oh my God, I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna go. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Oftentimes I go to some open mics and different places and share, and you know, sometimes rather than give people what they want, I try to give people what they need. And there's a lot of places where I go and I hear the same old, oh, I filled you up and your lips look like the crescent moon. Oh, I just love you so much, girl. And something like that. It's like, yeah, that's cool, and you're gonna get some claps and stats, but like really, what are you saying? Like, you know, so I try to do some different stuff. But so this last piece is a brand new piece, and it's very recent. I think it's the most recent poem I've written. So it's like brand new, like I haven't ever performed it. Ever. Only in my mirror practice. So and yeah, I keep hearing everybody talking about a change gonna come. And I say, yeah, by the chain of the gun. Enslaved mindset, that's how they got the young. How do we tell them that the only weapon they need to wield is their tongue? But see, violence is addictive, just like crack. And that's all these rappers talk about in their raps, promoting the bang and the shoe. Come sell drugs so we can drive coupes. When the real soldiers overseas, you know, we call them troops. But see, being negative is cool. Treat your neighbor cruel is a jewel BET puts on a pedestal. Pushing videos that degrade the celestial and glorify the cynical. Your position is pivotal in this war. But choose wisely what you're fighting for. And choose wisely the side you're on, because the war on weapons of mass destruction isn't gone. And the war on poverty still exists. But see, we'd rather listen to Nicki Minaj kill riffs, no slang. Or watch Meek Mills have a party while politicians decide future in lobbies. Senators and government officials doing more coke than Bobby. Will Trayvon Martin family receive justice? Probably. It's hardly a worthy verdict. We wake up surprised like we didn't see this problem rising to the surface. Political propaganda manipulated through the news. Red and blue logos everywhere just to obscure your views. Nipple on the remote control. All the while we're sucking it in. Truthfully, Obama doesn't speak for me or us, he speaks for him. If you don't study, then current events will seem strange and untimely. Like pastors touching inappropriately, like funds divided inappropriately. Knowing the world isn't perfect and you aren't either is the closer you get to knowing He who created us all. So that's it. If anyone, so quick commercial, if anyone, so I'm on Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff, but we're here for that, so after, if you like what you heard, yeah. No problem.
You turn the camera off now.
Okay.